Hey guys, give me a second. Nope, wrong one. There we go. How's everyone doing? Hey guys. Give me a sec. Hey Diana, saludos. Espero que andes bien. Hey, who's nine? Still think of Cinema 4D at times. So you used to. Sorry if I didn't get this right. So, who's nine? You used to use Cinema 4D and then you stopped using it, like for motion graphics or something like that. Let me see if I can get this started. Let me just get this over here. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Just trying to. Um, mm, okay. So for this, sorry guys. Yep. So for this streaming, I'm doing the second part of my creepy labubu. So we on the previous streaming we did like the base mesh pretty much. Got the proportions based on the art toy and got some of the ideas on the creatures behind of the labubu. Also, I did like a couple of layers just for fun to see how it behaves. So the the toy is supposed to have like this smile the whole time. So it's something like this, the neutral state. So I did like a different layer where I neutralized the face. So he's supposed to be something like that without the smile, and this is how it looks. So this is all gonna be lost because probably I'll do a Siri measure just to get some resolution on the face. But I think it's pretty fun to have these layers just to see how the creature behaves. So it's pretty fun to have control over the face and different parts of like of the face. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything set up. Hey, thank you, Husnain. So let me get started with this. So I'm currently using pretty much spheres for the hands and feet, and the legs are looking quite weird at the moment. So I'm gonna have to work a bit more on these. But I think as proportion goes, I think this is pretty much the main shape that I'm gonna be working with. I'm gonna get started with the arms and legs. I'm gonna split this into different subtools just to have one for the arms and one for the legs. And let me see up my reference if I need to have 4 fingers or 5. Give me a sec. It's pretty hard to tell how many fingers Labubu have. So I'm just getting some references as far as the arms and legs. Looks like they have 4 fingers. Yep, 4 and 3 on the feet. So I'm gonna go with that. There's gonna be 4 fingers on the hands. So it's gonna be something like this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use something different for this. I'm gonna use Remesh by Dynamesh for adding the fingers. Not the thumb, because that one I already have. But for this one, they're pretty short fingers, so I was aiming for like some monkey paws, but I don't think I'll be able to like make it so monkish with 4 fingers. Let me see what I can do with this. So give me a sec. I'm just, let me see if I can find a different sorts of music. I'm currently using, or I've been using pretzel rock for a time, but I'm a bit tired of the music from pretzel rock, so so I need to find different sorts of music, but I guess I'll have to ask if it's good to use some of these. I'm not entirely sure. So I'll stick with pretzel rock for this streaming. Hopefully for the last time. There we go. Yep. So I want him to have like very strong fingers. Something like this. And I only need to do this once, and then I'll just duplicate the mesh. So something like this. Then second one and third one. It already looks apish. I'm doing something with this, like, you know what? I'm actually gonna get rid of the thumb, and I'm gonna use the same mesh for the thumb. Just need the base of it, and then I'll duplicate the same mesh over and over. I think it's gonna be easier that way. Okay, so I think this works. I'm gonna duplicate one of these fingers, auto group, and then mirror and weld, so I have the same polygroup on the left and right. And should go around here. And let me change the proportions of this. Still need to merge everything, so I don't mind if it's not perfect at the moment. The idea is to have them like roughly in the position, then I'll just slowly get everything in a better state. Justo ahorita lo que estoy haciendo es marcar un poco las formas nada más. O sea, no me preocupo mucho que esté totalmente perfecto, más bien en cuanto a posición un poquito más cercano a lo que me gustaría, pero si lo quiero cambiar realmente no hay mucho problema. Pero creo que el pulgar está un poco arriba, entonces le doy un auto group, mirror and weld. Bueno, desactivo mirror and weld. Y esto lo voy a cambiar un poquito para que tenga esta forma. Ok, más o menos ahí está. O sea, no es perfecto, pero creo que por ahorita funciona sus manitas. Ahora voy a trabajar en sus manos, en sus brazos, que está bastante raro. So for the arms, I'm gonna use Sculptris Pro. It's looking quite weird at the moment. Oh, I have subdivision levels. I didn't realize that. So let me get rid of the subdivision levels. There we go. And now I can do something like this. Let me see my references. For my references, currently I have some hairless monkeys. So I think this is quite good for what I have in mind for this guy. Something like this. Again, I'm not trying to make it perfect, because currently it's just to get the rough shape. And I'm probably gonna be merging everything together, including the head, into a single subtool. But once I have like at least the proportions a bit more defined. Now, if I remember, I was gonna add some like very big folds around the armpit, just like a flying squirrel, something like that. Since everything inside this section of the model is gonna be covered by fur, I have like plenty of freedom to change the design of the creature. Sorry. So, I think the arms are decent enough right now. I mean, probably have to work a bit more on the elbow, but for now I think this is good enough. So I have the arms. I'm gonna change the legs now. So let me just get rid of this. 35. So I'm going with the legs now. Looks like he has like, I mean, the toy is not very detailed, but looks like he has some 3 fingers. They look like reptile fingers. So I'm gonna pretty much just stay in the monkey realm for this creature, the mammal kingdom. So it's gonna be pretty much the same. I'm gonna make the base and then add the fingers, just like I did with the hands. Currently changing the proportions. He's going to have 3 fingers, however they're gonna be like monkey fingers, so I'm gonna keep that. Also I'm gonna change these a bit more. I think I'll get rid of the same as the arm. The subdivision levels, I'm gonna use Sculptress Pro for adding a bit more resolution here. Same goes for the back. And I can fix a bit more this. It's a bit more muscle. So I'm pretty much just eyeballing the proportions on this guy. Since I already did like most of the proportions based on the toy, I do have the liberty to change a bit more the thickness, for example. As long as I don't change the overall silhouette of the character, I think I'm happy with it. With changing proportions or maybe a bit of the design or how I believe the anatomy of the creature is. For example, this one should go inside the back of it. And this one should be a bit more slim. Just adding some more volume for the muscles. And as far as the belly goes, same. I have subdivision levels, so I'm gonna get rid of them. But I'm not gonna stay with the super low poly. Maybe I'm gonna keep this one. There we go. Yeah, I think this is enough for me to play with the shapes. Give me a second. So with this, I'm pretty much just working with the shapes I did on my previous streaming. However, stuff like this section on the back, I'm not really digging this part. So first of all, let me change. Deactivate this layer, and this one is gonna do the same. and create a new layer for the back of the head. As I said, I'm gonna get rid of these layers because I'm gonna be changing the topology of the head when using zero measure. So I might change the overall size of the head. Okay, so again, I'm gonna duplicate the fingers that I already have. I'm gonna place them right around here. So he has 3 fingers, I'm gonna use pretty much the same workflow I did for the hand. So it's just 1, and then 2, and 3. Now I need to adjust the base of the feet, but yeah, I think this pretty much following the design. This is pretty much what I have for the head. So it's something. I mean, for the head for the feet. So it's something like this. Change this. Oh, I haven't saved this, so let's save this as a new version. Give me a second. So this is pretty much the streaming number 143. So it's gonna be 143 Labubu. There we go. So I'm just gonna fix the shape of the base of the feet, and then I'm gonna change and merge everything. So I'm adding like the bones on the fingers. Something like this. La idea es que también haga la base de los huesos y no solo enfocarme como en arrugas y cosas así, sino seguir trabajando en cosas que podrían ser como la base, como músculos, huesos. There we go. So you see, this is pretty much a good enough state for me to merge. Not everything, but at least like everything that is gonna be covered by skin, meaning pretty much the whole body except for the teeth, the nose, and the eyes. Everything else is gonna be covered by the same material. So I'm gonna be merging all these together. So I'm gonna save before I merge, and then I'm gonna get rid of these font layers. Just see how they behave. So the eyebrows. Goodbye eyebrows. And the smile. This is a pretty fun one. I mean, I really like how it looks, but yeah. Again, I'm gonna get rid of this right now. And let me hide this. Oh, before I do this, hide also nose. I'm gonna flip the eyes. Currently I have something like this, but I don't have like the eye sockets done. I mean, it's very rough, but I really want to have like the eyes inside of the skull. So I'm gonna project the eyes that I have, but I'm gonna duplicate this and get like a version with the flipped normals. So display properties, flip normals. There we go. So it's all good for me to project this. I'm gonna hide this. I hide everything except the eyes and the head. Y para esto voy a proyectar el interior de los ojos, entonces esto voy a poner el proyector. Let's see if I can. Oh, never mind. I'm projecting the eyes instead of the head, I'm projecting the eyes. So let's give it another try. And voy a proyectar los ojos. Ahí está. Y aquí voy a quitarle un poquito de volumen. Voy a poner la máscara porque es lo que quiero proyectar nada más, el interior de los ojos. I don't want to project any polypaint, so I'm gonna get rid of the polypaint on this one. Okay. So I'm starting to get like the backside of the eyes. Now the problem that I have, I'm projecting also material, so I get rid of also the material that I have. To get rid of a material, you can pretty much just assign the flat color material and then fill object. And these get rid of any material. Same for the head. I'm gonna change back to the original material. There we go. Now I have the interior of the eye. I'm gonna hide those eyes and see how it looks with these ones. And yeah, they pretty much match. It's a very rough way of doing it, but right now this one works. So I'm gonna hide the eyes again. Get the arms, legs, feet, and fingers. So I'm merging everything. Y la idea fue proyectar el interior de los ojos para que quede como la cavidad ocular y podemos poner las esferas de los ojos ahí y no se vea como sobrepuesto. En especial si le vas a poner como una córnea y se ve transparente como vidrioso, es bueno que no tengas ese tipo de penetración. So I'm gonna merge. I think it's easy to find it much visible. And I'm gonna use remesh by Dynamesh. Scope subprojection goes to 0, so I don't get like any triangles like this, and then there we go. So now I have my version with everything merged. Hide everything and place all the old subtools into a folder just to get everything a bit more organized in here. I usually don't keep these subtools for a long time, at least maybe for one more iteration, then I'll get rid of these shapes. But for now, I can keep these and these. Can get rid of the flipped eyes. Okay. So now, the fun part, it's gonna be pretty much sculpting. So I can, since I already have pretty much the proportions, I don't think Labus have tails. Let me take a look. But as far as I believe, they don't have tails. But just maybe sure. No, it looks like they don't. Nope. I mean, there's some knockoff versions that have tails. However, unless I'm wrong, I don't think the original one has a tail. Most of the pictures that I find are from the back of the toy. So yeah, I think I'm going to stay with the no tail version. Tiene la etiqueta. Ah, ok. Ok. Podría estar cosida. No es mala idea, podría estar con algún tipo de parche aquí, que sea como algún tipo de experimento. Me gusta como esa idea, que igual y al menos en esta versión son como algún tipo de mezcla extraña, de híbrido, de experimento, y por eso tienen como su tag, como su número de serie o número de experimento. No es nada mala idea. Entonces voy a ponerle un tag en la parte de atrás y contará como ser fiel al diseño original. Voy a hacerle un zero measure solo porque realmente ya tengo las proporciones hechas y creo que los dedos no se pegaron. A veces cuando usa... Ah, sí se pegaron. Cuando usa Remesh by Dynamesh o Dynamesh solamente, se separan mucho, se pegan los dedos. Que debería haberlos separado un poco. O podría separarlos antes de hacer el Remesh by Dynamesh antes. Bueno, ya. Fue un poco tarde. Lo que voy a hacer es... Igual a quitarle un poquito de este sobrante. Va a tener un hoyo horrible, pero... Pero bueno, por ahorita va a funcionar esto. Y ahorita voy a separar más los dedos para justamente que no pase esto de nuevo. So I had like the issue with the fingers. Sometimes when you use Dynamesh, you get like these issues where the fingers get like all merged together. So I think right now, oh, it's not symmetrical, so there we go. Fix the symmetry. And I'm gonna use now, I'm gonna duplicate these and use zero measure just to get like a cleaner version. Because pretty much as far as the proportions goes, I think this is enough for me to start working. So let me see how it goes. I actually think this one is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this one. I mean, there's some weird stuff going around here on the eyes. Let me see. Maybe I can get another one. Yeah, I think this one. Nah, I'm gonna stick with this one. Something like this. Yeah. So I'm gonna, as usual, subdivide this one just to get enough resolution so I can start reprojecting everything I did before. And give me a sec. Really tired of pretzel rock. I do need a different. I do need a different alternative for music. So before I start reprojecting, I just want to see how it looks with the eyes, and they're pretty much in position. I mean, works. So I'm gonna hide everything except for the Dynamesh one, the old one, which is this one, and the Zero Measure one, which is this one. And I'm gonna create a layer for the base and another one for the projection, which is PR for me. I'm gonna save a morph target, especially because I want to keep the cleanness of how clean the interior of the eyes look. So let me just start reprojecting this. Okay. Now that I have this, I can actually activate the other subtools, which is the eyes, the nose, and the teeth. I don't need the other version, but the previous version, I keep it for a while, just to have it like around. There we go. And for example, using the morph target again, clean this. We'll clean a bit the shape of the eyes. And so for the eyes, I'm gonna duplicate this. I want to do a different experiment for the eyes, so I'm gonna deactivate this. Just want to see how it looks with the shape of the eyes like this. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it works. Just gonna do a quick poly paint for this and the rim of the eyes. Sclera. Maybe I'll do a different type of eye later, but for now I think this one works. Actually, let me just clean the shape a bit more. So yeah, doesn't look that bad for the eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it. And so this is the fun part where I start like just sculpting. So pretty much, well, what I was doing is creating like the base for me to start like just sculpting. Y con esto ya básicamente creamos como que la base y ahorita ya podemos empezar a esculpir detalles. Ups, ahorita que lo recuerdo, antes de seguir esculpiendo voy a crear otro layer porque este es el de proyección. Voy a crear un nuevo layer en el que solo esculpo. Y aquí ya la idea es ya empezar a meter detalle. Lo único que no voy a meter son arrugas y poros muy chiquitos, pero en general la idea es ya empezar a meter arrugas un poquito más grandes. ¿Qué es eso? Ahí está. And I'm just trying to follow like what I already did, like laying out the design. And if I'm using this smooth brush right now, I don't want to get a very strong brush. I need like a very subtle one, cause I don't want to get rid of all the details that I already did. Like if I'm trying to smooth, it's gonna be like very soft and subtle. So the other thing I'm not doing right now, it's breaking the symmetry. Currently it's supposed to be very symmetrical because I haven't changed the symmetry at all, but eventually I'm gonna break the symmetry, especially with the wrinkles. Wrinkles do not tend to be that symmetrical, so that's why I'm not doing any like small wrinkle or stuff like that, because I'm still gonna change that at a certain point. Now the teeth are looking very weird, especially this one, so I'm gonna move this one a bit to the back. Y ahorita intento usar mucho la Standard Brush y Dam Standard para que todo sea un poquito más suave. En este punto ya tengo todo el diseño hecho, entonces no necesito preocuparme en estar improvisando cosas. So like this. mucho estoy trabajando con volúmenes. Lo que voy a hacer es cambiar un material un poquito más reflejante. So a material that I really enjoy working with, it's this one, basic material. So I get like this glossiness, the specular on the sculpture, and I'm able to see like how it behaves with light. And again, sorry for the music, I'm not really digging this one, but since I'm using Pretzel, I don't have too many options for music. Now, as far as the wrinkles goes, the thing that I have is the issue that I have is that he's smiling the whole time, so I'm getting like this tension around here, which I need to make a bit stronger. And remember, I'm not trying to get like any details around this section because everything's gonna be covered by fur. I'm gonna do something with this wrinkle that goes all around the eye. I'm working on the face, however, I haven't touched the rest of the body, so might be a good idea to work on stuff like the arms or legs. But I just want to get mostly the shape done on the face. So, for example, the smile should go maybe a bit more to the back, which means I have to fix the position of the teeth. That's good. So I'm gonna change these and send these sections to the back, which are the teeth, at least for now. They're placeholders for better teeth. And I worked without symmetry, so I'm getting rid of the subdivision levels, doing a mirror and weld, and then subdividing again. So I'm just trying to get these wrinkles a bit more visible. I'm gonna do like some, some fat shapes in here, some fat rolls. Let me see some of my references for the body, which is something like this. Now it's supposed to be like very subtle, everything, especially right now because one, I'm not getting that much information on the body. It's gonna be covered by a ton of fur, so there's no point on like working, you know, on stuff that it's not gonna be visible. And secondly, I'm not really oh, I'm not entirely sure if it's working, this type of wrinkles on the legs. I mean on the neck. Hey Hyper, there's a free version of ZBrush which is pretty much the main the main software. I don't think it includes all the brushes, but if you actually want to learn that, that's pretty good state for like learning. You can find it on the Maxon page. I'm not entirely sure what's the name. I believe it's ZBrush Core, if I'm not wrong. It's a really nice way to getting some getting your hands on a version of ZBrush and seeing if it's something that you really enjoy. I think currently I have like the shoulders completely merged with the head, so I'm gonna try to fix that. So before I continue, let me save this just in case something horrible happens. I'm gonna save this as a different version. And change this a bit more. bigger arms might help, especially in the back. And for the legs, gonna be pretty much the same thing. Need to fix the torso, it's looking quite weird, so ZBrush cord's not available on the Maxon side. Let me check. That's weird. I mean, maybe it's not ZBrush core. I mean, might be a different name. Yeah, I'm not sure if that one exists anymore. Let me check. I don't actually remember. It's been a while since I've used that one. Oh, no, never mind. It's called ZBrush Mini Core. Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's still available. Looks like it is, but yeah, you can request a free version of ZBrush Mini Core. So that's an alternative. Now let me get rid of everything else except for the torso, because I don't think this one's working that much. Es que el torso siento que se ve extraño, entonces sería como algo así. Las piernas son algo extrañas, pero justo quiero mantener la forma que tiene la bu, entonces igual voy a mantenerlo. So they have like these very weird looking legs. I mean, it's not legs, but at least on the toy, they have very big like. I'm not sure like hips or something like that, but it's a very weird shape. So I'm gonna keep it as the hips, but let me see how to fix these weird shapes. Uh-huh. Maybe I'll do more subtle shapes in here. Yeah, you're welcome, Hyper. The position of the arms are, I mean, the hands a bit weird, so I'm gonna change this a bit. So something like this, where the fingers behave a bit more like fingers. It's important that I keep the symmetry on right now. Actually, they're gonna be like more chubby fingers instead of like skinny fingers. Pensaba hacerle los dedos delgados, pero creo que tiene más sentido que sean como gorditos. Algo así. And it's quite important to see the model from different views. It might look good from the front view, however, maybe on the side view or from the bottom it might look weird, so it's good to keep that in mind. From time to time rotate the model or change the camera view. Now the fingers look very weird with the nail. So they're gonna be chubby fingers. I'm gonna use inflate to give them a bit more volume. Yeah. Chubby fingers. was doing some wrinkles on the neck. However, I'm gonna do more something like this, or get like this gap. Yeah, I'm gonna get some wrinkles in here. And we get some details on the ears also. I mean, they're looking quite good, but I'm gonna add a bit more details with the skin. Por ejemplo aquí me gustaría agregarle un poquito más de detalles, entonces quizás este último lo voy a suavizar un poco más. Add a mask for the eyes. I don't want to change the shape of the eye. You see how it looks with different material. Yeah, I mean, if it looks good with basic material 2, which is or plain, chart like the shiny materials, it's gonna be looking good with different materials, like for example this one. Yep, looks quite decent. Just give me a second. Sorry guys, give me a second. Sorry, guys. There we go. So just let me take a look at something. Mm. Let me save this before I continue. He looks creepy. So okay, let me, before I continue, let me restart my ZBrush. I need to change something, so give me a second, guys. I'll be back just in a second. There we go. So let me load. Need to update my materials because they weren't loading. So now we can see how it looks with some different materials. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think this one works. So as far as I see it, this section is not really working. I need to fix this and the back of the head. Also, the connection with the shoulder. It's very weird looking. So let me fix that. Teniendo como un bache aquí, entonces just need to get rid of those shapes, very weird shapes. Okay, yep. Way better. Now the back. The back is not working that much with these weird shapes. I'm gonna smooth these ones. Just have a cleaner looking back. problem is the size of the head compared to the body, but there isn't much I can do since that's the design. But for example, I see that the hands are looking a bit weird, so let me see. Yeah. I'm gonna duplicate the eye. Get rid of the color on this one. This is gonna be the cornea. So even though right now it doesn't look like very useful to have that geo on top of like the eye, whenever I start rendering, I'm gonna change that to a glass looking material, and that's gonna give me like a more natural effect on the eye, but for now I can keep using this one. I can invest a ton of time in the fingers, they're quite complex. Oops, there we go. Fat fingers. Uh-huh. And let me get rid of these weird shapes here. And I believe with this, I think this is enough for me to make a quick render and finish it up. But yeah, I think this is enough for me to sculpt like small details. So I'm gonna create a new layer. These details are not gonna be the final ones, just to get something, um, some minor details and micro pores and all that stuff, all that noise from the skin. So I'm just gonna add some of that stuff. Some sort of like noise. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add just here that. So this one works just to get some noise on the skin. Very, very subtle. Just like that. And we change this one, something like this, maybe a bit bigger. And it's very, very rough, but just so I get some break on the specularity. Not perfect, very rough, but at least for me to bake some details and stuff like that, I think this one is quite useful. So and before I go, I want to do something different. Exaggerate some of the wrinkles in here. It's pretty much an experiment, see how this one works. Some apish looking hands. For this one I'm gonna break symmetry. Okay, yeah. This one's good. Looking for some cool material. I think the basic one works quite good. Yeah. Oops, this is way too strong. Maybe. Yeah, that's perfect. Same goes for this one. Maybe just a tiny less intense. Yep. Yeah. So this is the one I'm gonna be rendering. I'll do some quick textures on Substance Painter. I'll have to like add some more details, like some wrinkles and pores, These ones are very like sketchy looking, but yeah, I think this one's working for the idea of like the Labubu. I still need to add like the label on the back, pointing out that he's like an experiment, and I need to make the fur, but that's gonna be a different subject. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came by to the streaming. Um, See you next Thursday. You can find me on social media up here. There's my Instagram, Artstation. What else? My website. So if you have like any questions, just send me a message. I'm more active on Instagram, so Instagram and Artstation. So feel free to reach me. And have a good night. Thank you guys. Lo voy a dejar hasta aquí. Yo creo que funciona. Le voy a poner unos poros y unas arruguitas después con más cuidado. Estas fueron como rápidas. Pero para lo que quería hacer, creo que esto funciona bastante bien. Y le voy a hacer unas texturas en Substance. Lo voy a dejar ahí. Y creo que para ahorita funciona bastante bien el Labubu. Todavía tengo que hacerle el pelo. Entonces, esto ya será para otro streaming tal vez. Y nos vemos en cuanto a streamings el próximo jueves. Bueno, el miércoles en mi canal personal. Jueves aquí en ZBrush Live. Y si quieren contactarme, ya saben que aquí arriba está mi Artstation, mi Instagram, todo eso. Nos vemos el próximo jueves y cuídense.